Hey guys, Stitching May here, or Megan, to do an update video. It is my first 2020 video, so let me just say this is a cross stitch channel that I talk about cross stitch and life and cross stitch and life. If you're not here for cross stitch or some life, mainly cross stitch, then this is probably not the channel for you, and I respect that, and I hope you find the channel you enjoy. However, for those of you who are here and enjoy cross stitch and life updates, welcome. And if you are one of my returning viewers, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back and watching me. Guys, I cannot explain what this community means to me. Between Flosstube and Instagram and Facebook, this cross-stitch community has really held me up lately. We have completely felt your support and love, and I just want to say thank you. Words will never express how much that has meant to me. With that said, I do have a few warnings before I start this video. I have mostly life to update, so this is going to be a bit of a life video, and I will try to remember to timestamp below where the cross stitch actually starts. I am a vlogger, or I am a YouTube Flosstuber that shares some of my life with me. I don't get into all the nitty-gritty details, but I get to feel like I know my viewers that way. I enjoy watching videos where they share their life, so I also share my life some. So, warning there, there's a fair amount of life updates. Warning number 2, I am coming off of some antibiotics. I have some bronchitis-ish stuff, and I do have a bit of a cough. I have a cough drop in and water, so I guess that's 3 warnings in one. And what was the third one? I think that's it. Life, cough, and drinking. So, with that said, yeah, I was at work on Saturday night, and one of the I was working in the ER, one of the docs walks up, and she's like, girl, you need some medicine. Let me fix this for you. So I'm on AZ pack, I'm on the end of it, but I'm much better. It's just a cough, nothing, no fevers or anything. Anyway, in my last video, I was so excited because life had exploded on us, and I was convinced that it was done and that I was going to get back into my stitching routine, that all we had was the holidays and my son's basketball, and things were going to be okay, and I was going to be able to get back on that stitching train and back to my regular progress videos. Life had other plans. I was supposed to do my video on December the 19th. However, today is January the 8th. So almost a month between. I mean, if you follow me on YouTube, if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you probably know some of this stuff. However, if you don't, you don't know. So I'm just going to share it here. So after my last video, like I said, my son had started basketball. That weekend, he kind of had a cold-ish area. I do talk about medical stuff too. I guess there's a 5th warning, medical stuff. First of all, my mother-in-law, wow, everywhere. The last video I mentioned that she had been diagnosed with a brain tumor. Through some testing, they are very, very sure that it's benign. In fact, they don't even think that that is what's causing the seizures that she was having. They think they had the seizures under control. They're monitoring the tumor. There's a good chance she won't even require surgery. So then that weekend, my son had been kind of sick. Nothing, just a cold, that kind of thing. Monday morning, he complained of an earache, not enough to not go to school. We sent him to school. He had complained of some, not just some nagging kind of side pain. He said he felt like he pulled a muscle. Didn't think a lot about it. He went to school. We took him to urgent care after school, and then to see Santa because like he wasn't having a fever, etc., etc. They put him on antibiotics for an ear infection. Thought we were good. That night, he got incredibly sick to his stomach. Throughout the night, I was patting him on the back, and he yelled out, and we realized that he was having pain that was making him sick instead of being sick that made him have the pain. Long story short, we ended up in the hospital with the possibility of a kidney stone, but it turns out it was not a kidney stone, but they found a 3-centimeter mass on his left kidney. We were then transferred to Atlanta, where I was in contact with the surgeon that had done, I got in contact with the surgeon that had done his surgery when he was much, much younger. Cough number 1. And long story short, we still have no answers. We have no clue what this mass is. It started out at 3-ish centimeters, and it's a cystic mass with this solidish area within the center. And then it got bigger. They've put him on antibiotics to make sure that it's not just some strange $30 word infection. I can't even. It got, so at the first follow-up ultrasound, it had gotten bigger. Not the center part itself, but the cystic part had gotten bigger. However, the most recent ultrasound, the cystic part has gotten smaller than it was in the beginning, but that solidish area is still there and it is unchanged. So the good thing is that the solidish area has unchanged, so it's not growing. However, the bad thing is that it's not changed and it's not shrinking. We are currently off antibiotics. The surgeon is wanting to see how it responds without antibiotics, to see if it gets bigger or if it gets smaller, continues to shrink. And we follow up on the 21st-ish. I don't know. Got to make the appointment for another ultrasound to see where to go from here. The thing is that they will not biopsy this mass while it is within the body. It is walled off and enclosed. They don't want to poke a hole in it and let whatever's within this thing leak out into his body, because that creates more issues. If it gets to the fact they have to biopsy it, they will actually just take out his left kidney and then do the biopsy from there. We don't know yet if that is going to become that. The infection that they think that it is sometimes causes the kidney to be non-functioning, so it has to come out anyway. So we have no clue. We trust the care team implicitly. They're an amazing team. The communication has been great. Like, even down to, like, I emailed about school restrictions on a random Saturday afternoon, and the surgeon responded within an hour. There has been some frustration with the holidays going on. You know, it's been kind of hit or miss working around holiday schedules. But the brass tacks is, and the other good thing, the brass tacks of the good news is that while it's not shrinking, it's not growing. And generally, cancerous tumors grow. It also caused pain, so that makes the doctor think that it's more of an infection. And also, it has no internal blood supply. So that's another thing that points away from it being a malignant tumor. With that said, the only place they can find it is in this one kidney. He feels great. If you did not know, you would not know. He's back at school. We're just having to make sure he drinks plenty and having to watch his urinary output. That's it. That's the only thing that he knows. I mean, he knows what's going on, but as far as him feeling, he feels amazing. We had to keep reminding him not to play so hard and things like that because he's on some activity restrictions. And that he's great. It's one of the reasons it's been a while is it took me a little while to be able to talk this calmly about everything. And again, that's where I talk about the support earlier, you guys. I shared some stuff on Facebook, and the support of the stitching community, I mean, I've made real friends. And that's why I do the life updates, is because through my cross stitch hobby, I have made real friends. And you guys have sent encouraging messages, encouraging posts, checking in on us, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. And I can't get into that anymore because I will get upset. Not upset, but I'll get emotional. Anyway. So, with that said, my videos, I want to do weekly, but depending on what life throws at us, it may not be weekly. I am stitching. It is my therapy, and I have been able to finally, my goodness, I Got to stitch with Miss Connie for over a month. We finally got to stitch last week, and we stitched for 2 days to catch up. And I'm hoping to stitch with her again soon, because it helped my soul too. So that's pretty much it in the life update, is just that craziness. I do need to share real quick. I'm going to jump ahead and share a gift that I got, because in the middle of all of this chaos, we had come home they let us come home for Christmas when they put them on the antibiotics, because the antibiotics they put on were the same oral versus IV. Anyway, you guys don't care about all that nitty gritty stuff. We did Christmas early, thinking that he was going to have surgery over Christmas holidays. We thought at the beginning of this that we were going to lose the kidney from the beginning. It keeps getting pushed back, so I'm hoping that's a good sign. Nonetheless, it was our Christmas Eve, and my son said, "Mama, I think somebody's at the door." And I'm like, "No, it's Christmas Eve." It wasn't really Christmas Eve. Went to the door, and I had a package. And this package came from Nevada. So you guys know this Flosstuber, Chelsea. I'll link to her page below. Guys, I got the most sweet card. And I'm not really often an emotional gift receiver. Like, I don't know why. I'm just not. I enjoy the gifts. I'm just not one that gets tearful over gifts. I enjoy them. I appreciate them. This is one of the few times in my life that a gift made me cry. I think it had to do with when it came and how it came and everything. She had no clue what was going on. Absolutely no clue when this got there, because I had not shared it with anybody. Open up the door. There's a box. Open up the box. And guys, she had sent me this beautiful. I will not be able to show you the entirety of this quilt, because it covers up my son and I both. Crocheted Afghan with all these beautiful yarns, guys. And she had a very sweet card saying that she knew that I had been struggling on making my sons, but that she hoped that this would inspire me. And guys, this has like become like my comfort blanket in all of this. It is so long and so huge and so warm and so pretty. But I just wanted to share that and say thank you to Miss Chelsea for the wonderful gift. Look how big this thing is. Look at all these colors. This is amazing. So, that's it with my life update. I don't know why I'm so pink right here. I don't know if it's nerves or what. Anyway. So, I also am going to be doing 2 videos today. This one now, which is my update video from the last video. And then I will do a whip parade video as well. I'm going to separate them to where it's not so long. Also, I'm not going to put any new starts from 2020 in my whip parade. My whip parade is just going to be whips that came over from 2019. So, you get me twice today. Sorry if you don't enjoy that. Yay if you do. So let me just jump right in to my whips. I have literally worked on 2 things throughout all this. Did I work on the other thing? I might have worked on my Silent Night a little, but I don't know for sure. I'll show it in my whip parade, and if I have, you'll be able to tell the difference. This is a 2019 start, so they're both new starts. This one is a 2019 start, however. As you guys know, I jumped on the Autumn Quaker wagon with the Sunshine Stitchers. Still 2020, and I cannot say the word sunshine. Sunshine. Anyway. And then, of course, because they are what they are, not only did they do the Winter Quakers, they also started, or Autumn Quakers, they started the Winter Quakers, and I started it with them. I bought it as soon as I knew that they had the kit deal through Crazy Annie's. So, I started my Winter Quakers by Rosewood Manor. I started this New Year's Eve, I want to say. No, it was not New Year's Eve. It's not New Year's Eve. I don't know when I started this. I know I didn't start it on the official start date. I don't know when I started it. No clue. Sometime in December 2019. It is with the called for Valdanis, and it is on the called for even weave. I did not do the linen. I did the 32 count even weave. Is it 32 count or is it 28 count? $28 count, picture this plus dwarf. Mine's a even weave though. You know, instead of looking through the pattern, I could have looked at the actual tag itself. That would have made a lot more sense. But do I ever do anything the easy way? That answer is no. Come on, focus. There we go. 28 count Lugano. And these are my called for flosses. Of course, there was a blank canvas, so there is no start picture. This is where I currently am on this project. I have one tiny motif completed right here. And then most of this motif completed. My journal is getting it away. There we go. There is some detail around this and then through this that I need to finish in order to finish that motif. But there is that progress, guys. Every time I work on one of these Rosewood Manors, it brings me such, I don't know, this one just maybe was because I had finally gotten back to stitching after some stress. This piece just, I truly enjoyed the stitching on it. I cannot explain it. There's a rhythm to it. It's relaxing. Maybe I'm just appreciating the relaxingness nature of my stitching more. I don't know. But stitching this was just a lot of fun. And I reluctantly put it down to start my other project on the, I think I actually started on the 2nd. Because what happened is with everything going on, I wasn't going to plan. 2 coughs. And I wasn't going to journal because I didn't have time. And then as always, leave it to me. Never say never, because if I say never, I end up doing it. I ended up falling down the journaling hole. However, I do not have a happy planner. We're calling it the Moderately Jovial Planner. So what this is a wonderful 3-ring binder with divider tabs. And I am using 5-star grid paper. You see? Fancy, fancy, fancy. This thing took me 2 days to set up because I kept reworking things. So what I have is my weekly. This is one of my whips too, so that's why I'm showing it to you. And then in my weekly, I have it set up like this, that I have a page for my lists and activities on this side, and then when I actually stitch on for each day here. And yes, I have pre-dated them because I'm a little OCD. I've also ordered more of those navy pens because I'm a little OCD about stuff like this. I then have a monthly tab, again with my tasks on one side. Do not look at my horrible medical workers handwriting. And my monthly or daily, but per month on this side. And in the yearly, I just have yearly tasks, and then I have all my starts and finishes. And then I'll have a list of whips after I do my whip parade, because I need to do the whip parade for me too, to where I know how many whips I have. Because I'm not going to confess that I have no clue how many whips I have. So then I worked on this 3 coughs, which made me late for my virtual stitchers New Year, New Start, and I actually started it on the 2nd or 3rd. I will tell you. I started it on the 2nd when Connie was here to stitch. So, for virtual stitchers, we started a Hawk-Run Hollow. Technically, I think this style started with the year at Hawk-Run Hollow. I did not have that pattern pattern. So I chose one that I had in my stash, which was the Village at Hawkrun Hollow, or the Villages of Hawkrun Hollow. I'll insert a picture of what that will look like when it's finished here. And I used a piece of 32 count linen that I already had on hand. And I used a Christmas gift card in order to get the DNC that I needed to kit up this project. Guys, ever since I have started this is all I have worked on. I've only stitched since the 2nd, so 5 days, and I worked 2 of those days. And I have put in a total of over 1,000 stitches. Guys, I fell in love. My stitchy bug is back. It's bringing me peace. So I have finished. I'm not finished. My goal is to finish 1 block a month. Very, very lofty goal. This is where I am. I have finished most of the I finished the water. I've got to go do the grass. And then this block will be easier to finish because it is a, it's got a lot of word in it. A lot of word in it. It's got a lot of word in it because I know words. A lot of letters in it. And this is the most stitch heavy area. Like I said, I know words. But there that is. This is for the called for DNC. And again, it's just a 32 count, which I want to say lamb's wool linen that I had in my stash. It fit. I had extra. I thought about trying this on 40 count. Emily and Connie and Lori and I all discussed that the first time I stitched on 40 count would probably not be good to jump into a project this big. Also, I didn't want to spend the money on a piece of fabric to get it big enough to work on when I had this one in my stash. So again, here's where we are. And then that is it, because with this piece, I've become a bit of a monogamous stitcher. I'm getting to work it into all of the prompts for Cheryl's group and Magical Stitches, which I am doing both of those. I'm also in Semi-Sane, but I haven't joined in any of their events yet. I kind of join in the ones I want to on all of the above groups, the ones that I can fit my... I do for the events for as prompts to spurn me. The prompts help me give a goal-oriented task to do. I'm very task-oriented, so that helps me. It gives me things, okay, I'm going to work on this, and I get that many stitches, and then I move on. Or I work on that project for that, and then I move on. I am going to try to do the scavenger hunt for Cheryl's group. As you can see, I picked 3 projects that I don't enjoy as much as others for that, which I don't know. I probably shouldn't have done that. My battery is about to die on my camera, so I'm going to stop for now and charge my battery real quick. Okay, so I think I have enough battery to get through the last few minutes with my gifts and my haul, and then I can charge the camera while I upload this video, and then I'll be able to do my whip parade. Anyway, all that was left was that I forgot to mention that with my Hawkrun Hollow, I'm only keeping the flosses that are pertinent to each block with me. I have the others because there's like 52 colors for this Village of Hawkrun Hollow in a box, and I pulled them out as they pertain to each block. I'm currently stitching that color, can you tell? Also, in my journaling, I made a huge yearly notebook. What I did is I just have the year, and I'll put each year as I go. I have in the whips that I brought over from the previous year, any starts that I do in 2020, and any finishes that I have, and then maybe even some pictures of the finishes. I'm not sure about the pictures yet, but I did that because you'll realize in my whip parade I have no clue what I started in 2019 and have no clue what I finished in 2019. This is an effort to be better next year. This year, not next year, this year. Then I'm going to jump into gifts. The wonderful Miss Connie got me a awesome gift, an amazing gift. Averted cough number 5. I've not been able to return the favor because, well, life. I I didn't get to shop at all for Christmas. It was horrible. She got me this wonderful project bag. Look, daisies and turquoise. Daisies, dragonflies, and turquoise. She did not disappoint. Got a little floss card holder with some flosses, some most silks, or these most cottons. Most cottons. And then some little bead mat. Some yarn. Look at those colors, guys. Crocheting. I'm in love with crocheting. It got me through. It got me through. A couple of dragonfly patterns. Dragonfly fabric for a specific finish that I need to finish. A little start corner thing. And some scissors. My sister got me some highlighters. You can see she even calls me May. And then she had a gift card attached, which is what I used for my floss and some Stitch Witchery. I got my Color and Cotton installment. And then I purchased off Stash Unload a piece of Dawn 32 count Lagana by Picture This Plus. My husband hit it out of the park. This is my working copy. We had bid on a pattern on eBay. He had bid for me because I was at work when it was going to be sniped. We did not win the bid. The highest bidder defaulted, so the seller came to us and offered it to him. He did not tell me. He got me Oz, guys. This is my working copy. Audrey TM Oz. I'm so excited. Once I finish Alice, I will start this one. I had no clue. He had it in this huge box for Christmas wrapped up. Still had no clue what it was, because he said if he put it in something smaller, he was afraid I would know. I was completely surprised. So that is it for this video. I know there was less stitching, a lot of life. Sorry about that. The next video will be all stitching. It will be a whip parade of all of my 2019 projects. That way you and I both can see how many starts or how many projects I have, because I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. So I will see you guys soon for you, a little while for me, because I have to edit and charge and clean up this mess. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care and happy stitching.